and we'll get started in the Northeast, where you'll find one of America's most talented and most charismatic football players. About 20 miles from the bright lights of New York City, you'll find the quiet town of Paramus, New Jersey. Well, maybe it's not that quiet. This charismatic young man is Jabrill Peppers. And when he's not livening up a room with his musical talents, he's one of the best high school football players in America. He's a two-way star at Paramus Catholic. He has game-breaking speed at running back, and he's also a shutdown cornerback. But when you see his skill and his smile, you'd never know the long road he took to be one of the top players in America. Peppers grew up with his mother in East Orange, New Jersey. By his own admission, he wasn't perfect as a youngster. He was hanging out on the streets with bad influences. He was on a road to destruction, not success.
If it don't kill you, it only makes you stronger. My life, my past, it's made me who I am, so I'm not ashamed of it. I've been through the wire, I had been in some moments where I shouldn't have been in, and that I got away with because of my athleticism.
Peppers grew up without a father, as his dad spent the last 10 years in jail on a weapons charge. So his brother, Don Curtis, was his father figure until a dark day in January of 2010 when Curtis was shot and killed in a Newark restaurant at the age of 20. This tattoo is Jabrill's lasting tribute to his brother. Pepper says that his brother may not have been perfect, but he did set him on the right path.
I wanted to be just like him, He was a good role model. He even though he was doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing, he kept me away from doing those things. And I just want to thank him every day for that, because without him, I don't know where I'd be right now. Probably wouldn't even be living. The things, the path I was heading down. I mean, it was bad, but it was also an eye-opener.
Terrified that his life was heading down a path similar to his brother's, Jabrill knew he needed to focus on more positive things that could improve his life, like schoolwork and football. He began his high school football career at New Jersey Power Don Bosco Prep. There he got the chance to play varsity as a freshman, as long as he was willing to try cornerback instead of running back. And once he took the field as a DB, he fell in love with the position.
It's just mano y mano. It's just me and you one-on-one. You have to beat me. And my thing is, I hate losing, so it's gonna take a lot for me to let myself lose, and that's just what I like. Just the attitude you have to have, the swagger. It's just. I think that position was just made for me.
Yeah, he don't like to lose in anything, man. So he's got that swagger on the field, and when he's one-on-one out there, he ain't losing. He's giving everything he can, and he takes coaching and is able to implement it in every rep out there. He's a competitor. He's a kid who you can bounce things off of. He's a kid who you can coach and then watch and then know if it's going to work or not work. So you can kind of use him as a guinea pig and see what exactly is working for him and whatnot. And he's bright, so he can handle a lot. He's like the leader of our defense. He's the quarterback of our defense back there, running things, checking coverages, checking situations, switching from himself on one guy to another guy.
Peppers transferred to Paramus Catholic after his sophomore season. Like a lot of people who don't know Peppers, some players at Paramus heard stories and made judgments about the seemingly cocky player with the checkered past. But then they got to know him.
When I first got, I've heard about him and everything before I started playing, and then coming into high school, I've heard about him. I heard that how good of a player he was. And it's before he transferred in here. I heard a bunch of things about him. Oh, he's cocky, he's this, he's that. And then when he finally got here and everything, he's a nice kid and everything. He's a very hard worker, and that's something I like, because I'm trying to be one of the hardest workers around too. And I'm happy he's on the team with us.
People that don't know him, they don't have any clue. They just see this kid who's playing really well, getting all this attention, and there's a certain jealousy that I think kind of takes takes in. But then as soon as you get to meet him, you say, oh, this is an amazing young man that is just a great kid that has put the past behind him and wanted better for his life and strives for it in every second and everything he does. So, you know, of course, in anything, there's going to be people who, you know, don't know the situation, don't know the person, and, you know, we'll say stuff about it. But once you get to meet him, once you get to know him, you realize he's an amazing young man.
After learning from his past, Peppers now looks toward a bright future, especially now that his father has served his time and is now a free man, meaning that he will be able to see his son play his senior season.
We got a lot of catching up to do. So, I mean, he's still my dad. He's always going to be my dad. You know, even though I think I know it all, I still don't. You know, there's always room for you to be smarter, learn more about life. And, you know, he's 48, almost 50 years old now. So it's probably a lot that I still don't know that he wants to tell me. I'm pretty sure that it's a lot about me. He doesn't know, like, how I matured, everything. So it should be very interesting.
Jabrill has received scholarship offers from a who's who of college football programs, and he's chosen to commit to the University of Michigan. But he has several interests besides football. And yes, music is one of them.
That's how I express myself. That's how I get my point across. That calms me down, brings me down to earth, you know, because the process could get stressful, you know, like with all the college coaches and everything like that. So it's definitely a scapegoat.
Jabrill is an honor roll student, and he's interested in studying any number of things in college. He's especially intrigued by medicine and broadcasting. Whatever his future holds, Peppers has the confidence and the focus to achieve anything he wants.
We try to get that across to all of our kids, you know, that, you know, football will end it someday, you know, so you got to make sure that, you know, you're backing yourself up with your mind and with, you know, another passion and stuff like that. Jabrill just happens to be talented at 4 or 5 different things.
I just want to be successful, you know. I'm, like, say, like, I could break my leg tomorrow, you know. That's why I, like, pride myself on academics, because no one can ever take this away from you, you know. So I just want to be successful. The ultimate goal is to be a pro football player / big name rapper / actor. I could go on and on, but you know, the main goal is just to be successful and just, you know, find a way to make my family successful and help them through times that they need help with.